I'll be there when you get it right. That's the beauty of living my life. Alright, baby, I'm taking you back to school. Better ride your fast, don't lose your head.
I had to play it again. Had to delete it the first time, so I'll play it again. It will not bring down my back to school song. So it didn't take long, like I figured. Could have been anything, but wasn't nothing too major. Apparently, they got the power back pretty quick, but it could go back out again. A lot of times when they trying to get things back on, sometimes they can surge back out. So if it goes back out again, we'll do this again. But let us know if your power's back on. If you still got power outages in your area, let us know in the chat. Let me close out a few things that are eating up the bandwidth and everything. Yep. Let me close a lot of little things out. I have so many unnecessary softwares that pop up on my computer. I'm gonna do a show one day on computer maintenance. Show people how to clear out a lot of clutter that slows down your computer, especially right now when you're going to possibly have your kids doing schooling on computers. Need it to run as fast as possible. So let's start this over. So, Union County had a plan put together for their upcoming school year and kind of got knocked out by the governor, which the governor's plans probably got knocked out by the president because he made a statement that, we needed to get back to school because the harm of kids not getting a proper education for 2 years in a row was more devastating than what this virus is. And I 1,000% agree. And if anybody else doesn't, your priorities are wrong because your child's education is very important. And, we can have a debate all day long about this seriousness of this virus. We're not going to do it on this show because it's not what this is about. But, the flu still has more numbers times 2. And if we've never considered that a pandemic, we can't consider this one. So conversation over. So there is an emergency meeting that's happening tonight. And I will get updates from that meeting as soon as this is over. I was able to talk with someone who's going to, once they get a plan put in place that is rock solid, they'll come on the show and answer everybody's questions and, try to get everybody going in the right direction. Because like one parent had made a post talking about, should I go buy school supplies? It's a good question. So we'll see what happens there. The school supply thing, if they're truly worried about the virus, then they don't want people bringing all this stuff from their house, right? So they supply their own supplies this year, maybe. That could be, and I will say this: no homework. Kids taking stuff home, making it, and bringing it back. If that's what they're trying to prevent, then you can't do homework either. So they're going to have to. They got a lot of thought process to do on this one because this is uncharted territory, which I believe homework, in my opinion, I never agreed with homework. I feel like if you get us 8 hours out of the day, that was what I thought about this when I was 15 years old. You get us 8 hours out of the day. You cannot process what we need to know in 8 hours in a day. Why are you sending me home to do more work? So that was always my opinion. But anyhow, so new guidelines are going to be made Tuesday. Even though they're having an emergency meeting tonight, they're working to get it's a work. He called it a workshop kind of deal. They're going to start kind of talking things out and figuring out what's going to go on. But school will have to be open. That's come down from the governor. So no matter what, there will be school, no matter what, 5 days a week. Now, how they operate the school, that's Jerry, how they operate the school is going to be, up to discretion, but they got to have it open 5 days a week. They're going to be meeting with parents all next week, and they're going to be also doing a virtual meeting for parents who don't want to come and talk in person. They're talking of offering virtual academy. That is something where it's not like what you were doing this past year. It's actual teachers live on camera teaching your kids. You got to report there at this time, that whatever. It's not like it was before. It's got to be, live teacher there. So that's awesome. That will help, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Kids are lazy, but you know what's more lazier? Parents. Because let me tell you why. When you get home from work after 8 to 10 hour, 12-hour day, the last thing you want to try to do is to try to figure out equations of math that make no sense to you and have never. I mean, you have no clue how to do this thing, and it's so frustrating. So parents just say, Google it. Google it. I got Jerry in the background. I'm about to throw my Dr. Pepper. No, I can't do that. It's too good a substance over here. But it is. We're going to try to be live with them Monday night. They're going to do a live stream. If we can't, they will be live streaming on Facebook Monday night at 6:30 to talk about their plans. But no matter what, school will happen, which I'm all for. I'm all for it. I can't help it. I'm all for that. If you're against it, that's fine too. There's a big debate between mask and not mask. I put a post on my page talking about that. People who wear masks, they choose to do so. People who don't want to wear masks, they choose to do so as well. That's what it's about, having a choice. But when you're forcing something, when there's no scientific evidence that the mask is not possibly causing more harm than good, we don't know. People bring studies from their side, and they're trying to prove their point. Guess what? You know what that means? There's nothing concrete, right? That means that there is nothing concrete about, the mask wearing. Yeah, I bumped it. You can turn it back this way. I bumped it when it went dark. So that's pretty much the update right now. But he did say that they'll have somebody come in next week live here on the show to answer y'all's questions as much as possible. We can't take up too much of their time, but I did tell them, you need to use this show as a platform to help get your message across. That will help you. That'll reduce phone calls to your office, to the superintendent, because a lot of people watch this show. It'll really help you. And he agreed. Like I say, I'm really looking forward to the new administration, to the new ways. And I told him, use this platform. It don't have to be me. I can just turn the camera on. They can sit right there in that chair that Jerry's in and just start talking. It ain't got to do nothing with me. And, I just want them to use this platform to give y'all the information that y'all deserve, because right now there's so many questions. I was getting messages at 2:00 in the morning last night about school. Seriously. That's why I was like, man, I got to get some answers today. But there will be an offering of virtual school. Now, he did say that, but again, school will be in session 5 days a week. He did talk about the 2-day, the what? Yeah, the AB schedule. He did talk about that. Then he also talked about being able to separate the kids 6 feet apart with the desks. He said there's just not enough room. He said a classroom is usually got about 24 students in it. He said once you separate them 6 feet apart, he said then you got enough room for about 12 kids. So if that's the case, if they're going to have to follow those guidelines by CDC, as he said, then they're going to probably have to do the AB schedule, which that's going to get complicated for parents. Well, they'll be open 5 days a week, but students will only certain students will be able to come a day, and it's just rough. Why not? Here's my thing. Why not put them in the auditorium? It's more space. I don't know. You got to think outside the box. Speaker. Hello. Microphone. They could do that. If they get all the students that's taking one class and that could help. And then you could free up some space out of your smaller classrooms to be able to do with other classes, stuff like that. That's a possibility too. But what they're going to need, they're going to need more teachers. They're going to have to get some help. That's going to be tough on these teachers. And it's going to be tough on the superintendent. I do not envy Joey right now. Joey Haney's got a tough, and the new principal at Foster Park, she came into the store the other day, and she's ready to go at it. She seemed excited and everything, but you can also see these rules that they're getting every single day of what they can and what they're not going to be able to, it's starting to kind of frustrate them. And I can imagine it's probably hard enough to get the school year started on a normal basis. And then you throw this wrench in there, and it's tough for them. But she seemed like a very nice lady. I told her, congratulations. I said, I hate the way you got the job, and I'm glad you got it. Sometimes the cowness comes out. I should have just said congratulations on the job. But, that truthfulness that comes out. But she seemed like a good lady. I wish her the best of luck. I tell you what, our school as a whole, our entire town, it's never looked better than what it looks like right now. It looks great. We got a great superintendent. We got some new principals. That's going to bring some change. And I wish her the best of luck. So we will try to get the information as soon as he gives me the information after the emergency meeting tonight. I will let y'all know. The meetings with the parents, I know they have a schedule out there for that. I did not write it down. Oh, somebody says open house today at Union Christian Day School at 5:30. So if you're wanting to possibly look outside of the public school area, that's a possibility. Unfortunately, the charter school did not get it this year. We were hoping that they would get approved, but they were not able to be approved. Have no idea if the coronavirus had any effect on that whatsoever. I'm sure it had to have some effect because the decision for that, I believe, was around February or March, and then boom, COVID hit right there at that area. So I'm sure it had some sort of effect, but that's unfortunate because we need options. If you have questions, I would say hold on to your questions. Don't call the superintendent's office right now, Eric Childers, all them. Give them some time to at least till next Tuesday. Let them do their public meeting. And they'll probably answer all your questions. But if everybody bombards them with calls, it's just going to slow them down. They're all working hard right now to try to get answers for you. So if you got some questions, just hang on to them until Tuesday. And if they don't get you questions answered, call them. And if you can wait until they're on the show, wait here and you can ask the questions in the chat. I don't have the chat pulled up, so if anybody's asking me a question, I can't see any comments right now. So, Jerry, is there power in Buffalo yet? Did it come back on? Okay, so Jerry said the power came back on in his neck of the woods in Buffalo. So hopefully everybody should have power by now, just about. Oh, the chiropractor. Oh, well, at the chiropractor, you don't need light in there. See, he feels where your bones are. He's like a Jedi, so he don't need light in there. So that's awesome. So that's what we know so far. There's an emergency meeting tonight. Then there is another meeting at 6:30 Monday night. I'm going to try to get over there and broadcast that live. So that way, hopefully a lot of information will get to you. But everything will not be virtual like the plan was, like a plan was for a lot of schools, and the reason being is that the president came out and said that he will cut funding to anybody who's not running the schools at 5 days a week. We can, like I say, we can talk about that all day long, whether you agree or disagree on that. You have to look at this virus compared to what we already have in this world, like the flu, etc. And the flu is very detrimental. If you look at the death rates of the flu every year, but we still send our kids to school because you never know, there could be one student in one of these schools one day that could just cure everything. You know, they might get a cure for something, but without the education, they can't get to that place. So we have to make sure that our kids getting proper education. And I'm gonna tell you right now, right here, that they're not getting the proper education at our house because we don't. The math is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The Common Core crap. That's what I'm gonna call it. The Common Core crap. The triple C. The Common Core crap. That how can he possibly get it from me when I've never seen it a day in my life? So it's not fair to them. You know, it's not fair to the students. It's not fair to kids. Even though they're enjoying their Fortnite free summers, you know, it's, you know, they need that education. So yes, and Susan Gilstrap has math camp. If y'all don't have her on Facebook, even if school gets back into session, that math camp has helped a lot of students. I see a lot of people talking a lot of good about that. So if you don't have Susan Gilstrap on your friends list, check her out and see if she can get y'all enrolled, and that'll take a lot of pressure off your parents. And let Susan take all the stress. Give her all the stress, and you know, I'm sure she'll enjoy it. But she's very knowledgeable. And if you know any other programs out there, let it be known in the chat. Let's help each other out with this, because we all got to kind of help each other, because this is a complicated situation. There's no right or wrong answer right now to what to do with schools. There's really not. It's just going to be more based on your town, how big it is, how small it is, stuff like this. And, you know, Union County's very small, 28,000 people. We're trying to make ourselves into a college town, and we can't do that if we don't send the kids at least to high school and school, period. So we got to get back to school. That's enough. But, guys, more information will come as soon as I get it. I'm going to try to go back in here and get everything booted back up, my whole building. First thing I did was come in here and went back live to let y'all know what I knew. And like I said, I wish Eric Childers, Joey Haney, the new principal at the high school, the new principal at Foster Park, and the rest of the principals, all of them, good luck, because this is going to be a lot of stress on them. And as parents, help them out. If they need help with something, I mean, help them out, because they're going to be going through it this year. So help them out, and your teachers. If nothing else shows why teachers need a raise, handling your kids' schooling this past year shows you exactly why they need raises, because you see exactly how your kids are when it's trying to get them to concentrate and do work. That's tough. Now imagine the parent not being the one trying to tell them to do it. It's a stranger. And I'm telling you, teachers deserve raises for what they do, and we appreciate for what they do. But guys, y'all take it easy. Stay cool. Power goes out again. Party at Jerry's house. I'll let y'all know the address once I get it. And guys, we love y'all, and y'all take it easy. Ain't that right, Jerry? Bring food. Jerry says bring food. Lots of beer. No beer? Drinks. Sodas. Lots of Dr. Pepper. Yeah. So I'm gonna go out the way I came in.
I see you can get lucky too.